when he first started coming on away trips and stuff. So he kind of got in with myself, Beeves, obviously the younger lads that had been in the academy, which seemed like the natural sort of way in. But no, Palms is a great lad, and what he's done is unbelievable, really.
Hello and welcome to the latest edition of All Wednesday. And this one's a special one because it's derby week. So I thought, who better to talk to than someone who has played and scored in a Sheffield derby, obviously for the right side of the city. Tommy, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure. So, Tommy Spurr, you grew up in not from Sheffield originally, obviously, but you came through the academy at Wednesday. I wanted to ask you, what's it like in camp? Or I suppose, what was it like in camp for you back then in the build up to the derby? Like, is it as nervy as what a lot of the fans feel?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think even going back to like the academy days when we used to play them at like 17s, 18s, like Mark Smith, who was our academy coach, used to obviously make a big deal out of it, and like we even did well against them like in the academy days, but especially once you got into like the first team, Brian Laws used to absolutely love it. The week leading up to it, and you obviously see all the stuff that each gaffer would sort of say in the press, and like they'd be trying to wind each other up, and yeah, it definitely felt like a massive occasion coming up at the weekend. So no, it's always one of the games that we all look forward to probably out of the whole season. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you still keep an eye out for it? I mean, obviously, I know that you follow all the teams that you used to play for, but like, is that the Wednesday United derby? Is that one still you keep an eye out for when you're looking at the fixtures and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously, like, I don't have any involvement at all in football now, but I still obviously look out for Wednesday's results every week and try and get to the odd game when I can. But obviously, living over in Blackburn with two little ones, it's hard. On a weekend, I kind of like my time with them. But yeah, 100%, it's definitely the fixture that I look out for. And actually, my mum and dad are actually going to the derby, and not me. So no babysitters for us.
No, well, to be fair, mate, I think after the course of your career, you've probably earned having a few weekends to yourself. Um, you had a really good record against United, didn't you? Like I was looking before we did the interview. I think you played six, only lost once, did the double on them in the year that you scored. I think even when you left, I don't think you lost to them when you were with Donny either. Were they games that you always like looked forward to playing in, like and actually enjoyed playing in it when you're there as well? Because I know some previous managers have said how some players get a little bit overawed by the occasion and stuff. But was it something you actually like physically enjoyed?
Sort of that feeling and that weirdly enjoying that pressure, then I wish you could keep that with you at
Mm,
all times because it's just the feeling that you just can't explain to people. Um, but yeah, funny you say that
yeah,
when people ask
I can
us like
imagine.
about your record and things like that in a derby, and like you say, weirdly, like they were always up and around the playoffs and pushing for promotion, and we were always fighting relegation. Yet we always seemed to do well against them, which is obviously good for us, and it was good for our supporters to give them something to enjoy throughout the season. Because a lot of the time, particularly when I was there, it were fighting relegation as opposed to looking up the other way.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's one of those where the old cliche of form goes out the window and all that kind of stuff. But with those games, there was a point when it was every year, wasn't it? Like it's not like now where it's been 5 6 years since the derby. Like
Yeah.
you actually were playing each other quite a lot. Did that sort of increase it because you were almost going up against the same guys, twice a season?
Um, I wouldn't say so. It was just you can't put your finger on it. I wish we could have bottled it up for some of the other games that we had during that period. But I remember obviously playing with Matt Kilgallen at Blackburn, and we used to speak about it, and he used to always joke like, "We
Mm.
could never beat you lot, and you lot were awful." We're like, "Well, you could never beat us."
With your time at Wednesday, obviously, like you say, going through the academy and doing that bit, did it feel like? I mean, there was a few lads, wasn't there, that had done the academy route at that point in time. Do you think that helped? You know, like you said, your academy coach is sort of drilling that into you from a young age that, you know, this is a game we really don't wanna lose.
Um, Perhaps a little bit. I think, like you say, there were a lot of younger lads, sort of like Woody, Mark Beavers, myself, like Sean McAllister, all involved in that. Rich O'Donnell involved in that period. But no, like I say, we couldn't put our finger on it. We'd just turn up and like we, I don't know, we probably wanted it a little bit more than they did. Um, which that's the only thing you can put it down to, because like look at the league position and they're
Yeah.
pushing for playoffs and we're struggling a little bit. It seemed to be um, just one of those fixtures where everything had come together for us, and we'd battle it out and probably make it into a little bit of a battle.
You mentioned Liam Palmer there. Was there much of a crossover with you and Liam? I know that you were at the club you know, for a little period.
Yeah, so when Alan Irving were in charge, he kind of broke through and came into training with us, and yeah, I actually roomed with him when he first started coming on away trips and stuff. So he kind of got in with myself, Beeves, obviously the younger lads that had been in the academy, which seemed like the natural sort of way in. But no, Palms is a great lad, and you know what he's done is unbelievable. Really, I think the success that he's had, how well he's done, and more importantly, what a good person he is. I think you've seen everything
Mm.
that he's done supporting, you know, JMO and myself as well, with everything that we've been through, and you know, it's just everything that he does is a class act. His Palms.
Yeah, no, I think anyone who's had any dealings with Liam Palmer knows exactly what you're talking about. So, unfortunately, that is all we've got time for here. Hopefully, Liam Palmer will be celebrating a victory at the weekend. We can all cross fingers for that. But Tommy, thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure. And yeah, hopefully, we'll see a first minute goal from Sheffield Wednesday again come this weekend.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Cheers, Tommy.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.